What is up? Welcome to No Life Digital Podcast. How's everyone doing this fine evening? Little bit of a different scenery going on my side. It's the luxury of having a little studio. I can do the show anywhere. Let's just jump right into it. Make sure you hit up our website, nolife.digital. You can hit us up over on Twitch. You can, if you want to listen to the podcast, you can listen to it on iTunes, Google Play Radio, Stitcher, all of them. Every single podcatcher out there. No Life Digital is on Spotify. We're also on Spotify, which is pretty cool. So check us out there. You can listen to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/NoLifeDigital, as well as Mixer. We're now simul-streaming to Mixer. Same thing, No Life Digital on Mixer. And we will be back streaming on YouTube quite soon as our strike is repealed, which should be in the next couple of weeks. But what's up, everyone? What's up, Blazing Bullets? All right, let's start the show. Let's bring the co-hosts on. What's up, dudes?
Yo.
Yo, what up?
I also have different because I'm not dealing with my other good camera today.
Yeah. True.
Shout outs to Mixer.
Shout out Mixer. You know, maybe I'll open up the chat over on Mixer too, just in case. Shout out to Mixer.
Shout out to Mixer because I'm going to be streaming there later at some point this week or next week. And when we get into news, why I'm also just using the regular C920 webcam.
I have a concern about Mixer. It seems as if no one likes it.
Don't say.
When is Ninja hopping on? When is Ninja hopping aboard that WoW train?
Ninja's on right now, actually.
Yeah, no, he is. He's on Carolina, dude. No, everyone is playing fucking WoW right now. Okay.
I'm not
trying.
I'm not
fucking trying.
Yeah, they'll play for. That's the same thing with like any new game. They'll play for like a couple days. I'm pretty sure they have like sponsored deals too. Most of them.
Bring me back
minorly,
but not really, dude.
I mean, honestly. maybe not with WoW Classic, but most when Apex came out, it was all sponsored videos.
Man,
Blizzard doesn't really do that. Their sponsorship was the beta. That like started generating a lot of hype on Twitch and streaming in the first place.
It was all. Oh, yo! Shout out to the Mixer chat. I see y'all. Braden, Wizard Peak, Guinnessmon, Being, Trashiest, Classy. What is up, Mixer crew? Is there a way I can pop out the Mixer chat so I can keep it? Yes, I can. All right, I'll keep the Mixer chat open. What's up to Mixer, dude? What's going on? Blazing Bullets over. Hey, I mixed up your. All right, well, we'll get into that a little bit later. All right, I'm sorry I interrupted. What were you guys saying?
You bring back EverQuest Classic.
Dude, no, because then that is a game that I'll play.
EverQuest is good. WoW's better.
Yeah.
Is there an EverQuest Classic?
No. Well, Pantheon. Well, okay. If you want to go into that, there is a large EverQuest Classic, like original EverQuest private server community, E99 or EverQuest 99, something like that. And a lot of people do play it. But I have a feeling it's kind of dead right now because there's only one MMO being played right now.
I got two things to say.
Well, also for EverQuest, for you, if you really like that EverQuest style, a lot of the former devs of EverQuest are making a game called Pantheon, which has had its share of interesting development points because they're trying to completely do it like Path of Exile did it, just do it completely based off donations. So like, it sounds like they're doing a very good job, but there's also people like, when's the game going to be ready, et cetera, et cetera. But if you trust the EverQuest team, check out Pantheon if that's your style of MMO.
Wake me up when Phantasy Star Online 2 is here. That's what I'm waiting for.
Dude, you better. Oh, 151. I've been in queue.
A man pop off for a queue.
I've been in queue since 2 p.m.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm almost there.
All I'm saying is...
So wait, what happens if you exit the queue? Do you have to go back to the back of the line?
Yep.
Yep.
Which right now in my server is 25,000 people.
Oh my god. That doesn't even seem worth it. That
I will
insane.
I will say my extensive knowledge of the old MMOs comes from something we haven't talked about in a long time, and that's Portal on G4.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Remember the show Portal?
Yeah, with the grifter.
Yeah. That is
Remember the
that
grifter?
Is my extension of knowledge of old MMOs.
Dude, that was those days of playing EverQuest and Dark Age of Camelot with G4 on and Portal in the background. Just G4 in general was so badass back then. And man, my entire fucking childhood is just I just think of my room.
I played more like the browser ones, like RuneScape, MapleStory, and Ragnarok.
Yeah. See, that was a thing. I was able to get like a pretty good PC when I was pretty young. Just like, you know, scrounging up like AMD parts and like just terrible fucking PC parts. But you didn't really need too much to play PC games back then. It wasn't until like Battlefield 1942 came out. That was when I felt like
Battlefield 2, which would kill every computer known to man at the time.
Yeah, that's when you were like, oh, now I have to get like a legit
My old
GPU.
HP Gateway played like Counter-Strike fine. It played Half-Life fine. It played even TF2 fine.
Well, that was the thing about
Battlefield 2? No.
That was the thing about the fucking like the Steam
PC
engine.
For crying out loud. It played Halo PC fine.
That's that's why I'm convinced Counter-Strike is the most popular game. It's because back in the day, you literally could run it on anything.
You still can run it on anything.
Yeah,
Dude,
you still can.
609 server, the gun game server.
Dude, you can literally take like a Chromebook and boot it into Linux and still get 30 frames in Counter-Strike.
Well, now you can probably just stream it. Like that's one game you can probably stream.
I wouldn't. Yeah, like processor power wise, yes, but
it's not like the optimal way to play it. But you could if you didn't have.
You could, but like, dude, first-person shooters are the things I worry the most about streaming because input lag.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm just saying it's definitely one of those games that are still actively played that you could play pretty much anywhere on anything. It's pretty cool. But yeah, dude, Portal, the grifter. Was it the grifter or the drifter? I don't remember.
I can't remember. It was so long ago.
You know what I'm talking about though, right?
There was like a bunch of characters they had, and it was like almost like Machinima, the way they did stuff on it.
Yeah, the grifter was a guy who would just traverse the lands and kill everything. He was just overpowered. I forget what he was. He might have just been like a mage or something. Man, that was what else was on G4? Tommy Tallarico. I still remember Tommy Tallarico. I think he tried to release a console recently, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, he was all known for his soundtracks. He did a lot of game music stuff.
Yeah. Who was the other guy? His review buddy.
Oh god, I can't remember his name. It was Tommy and somebody else.
Yeah.
They had a show together.
Oh yeah, he did Earthworm Jim's music,
which is a great soundtrack. It's one of the better. It's one of the best Genesis soundtracks in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, he released a console or tried to release a console. Maybe he's trying to. I have to find it. Oh, he's trying to release an update. He's trying to do like this Sega Classic, but for Intellivision.
Oh, okay.
That would actually net him some money. I'm sure a few people would buy that.
There's old people. You remember the Intellivision and the Atari and the Jaguar and all that stuff.
Yeah. Man, that's funny. Portal. Who was the guy that hosted it? Has he ever done anything afterwards?
And then there was the show about cheat codes. Is that Cheater?
It's something like that.
Before they started airing like episodes of Cheaters.
Cybernaut Dave, that's what his name was.
Cybernaut Dave, Jesus Christ. My goodness.
All right, let's get into. Have you guys been playing anything other than World of Warcraft? All right, well, let's talk about it real quick. Let's talk about Warcraft.
Warcraft out of the way.
What do you think about it?
What's there to think about? It's the greatest game ever made.
Is it still the greatest game ever made?
Yes.
Does it still hold up?
Yes. First, I mean, I'm biased. I really, really love and enjoy this.
It's greater than Witcher 3.
No.
I
would argue with you on that point.
I would argue, yeah, maybe, yeah. For a single player, no, obviously, but for like experiences with other people, yes.
They're two different games. You can't really.
Yeah.
It's an MMO. MMOs are in their own. They're in there. I wouldn't even classify them as like a traditional multiplayer game. Like there's no end to an MMO. It's literally.
Well, that is something to be interesting about Classic, because right now there is sort of an end. Like there's not going to be an end to the servers. They're going to last however long they last. But like right now they're not. There's discussions, but there's no plans to release like extra expansions or anything like that. It's literally just a 1 to 60 server. So there is kind of a finite end of content, at least.
Right. Now, why would you play Classic? I don't think we've discussed this, but why would you play Classic over whatever the normal version is?
So it's just a way better fucking game, in my opinion. I enjoy it a lot more. It has a lot more RPG elements. Like things actually matter. It's more difficult. Like it's more rewarding. Basically, there's so much more difficulty and time put into everything, along with a lot of RPG elements, that there's a lot more of a sense of reward than the modern game to me personally. But I am also more of a hardcore type player. A lot of the modern game has gone to very quick, sandboxy, kind of like you just click a button and you get into a group instantly without trying to find people or like talk with people, stuff like that. You just get like everything's easy mode. There's like raid tools that are like looking for raid, which are dog trash, so you don't even have to raid to get like shitty raid gear and see them. Like doing like the raids have gotten really good. That's about the only thing that's good in modern WoW to me. In comparison. Now that's not to say there's a lot of faults with classic WoW. There's the game's not nearly as balanced. It's RPG element wise, so it's like, you know, you can't pick a class and play whatever. I mean, you can, but like it won't be optimal to play whatever the hell you want with it, or like expect it to be as good as XYZ and stuff like that. Like some classes really matter with gear, which I like because that incentivizes actually getting the gear. Modern game, it's just no, dude, your gear gets replaced every 2 months, so who fucking cares in the first place? You're doing something, you're in a new sub-zone of the continent you're supposed to be on for the expansion every 2 months, so like why care about the story? Like there's a lot of things like that in the modern game where it's been streamlined and sped up a lot that I don't like. There's also elements like specific Titan forging on loot, so a piece of gear that can drop isn't just a piece of gear. It's got, instead of having just a set like level of stats, it can also then like Warforge or Titan Forge and become immensely better. So
we're losing you, Jerry. I think we lost him.
We lost in the World of Warcraft.
Took over his mainframe.
You're never satisfied. No, I could hear you. You just paused for some reason for a second there. I could still hear
there you go. You froze.
My internet is messing up though.
You froze up on us.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you mostly.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, dude. My internet. Dude, since moving down here, like the last 3 or 4 days, internet's been kind of spotty.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Let's sum it up then. Let's sum it up on World of Warcraft. How many hours do you think you're gonna sink into this? That's a good way to sum it up.
It ruined my life once. I'll do it again.
So, all right, like an estimate, how many hours you think?
Like total, I could easily sink a couple of thousand. Like,
Again?
Yeah. Going up higher. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's too much. That's why I can't get into.
I mean, that's like over the course of years. You know what I mean?
No, right. No, but still, I don't. I'm trying to think of a game where I've sunk that many out. I mean, I guess EverQuest, if I were to really tally it up. But I wasn't. I feel like WoW's different. Like the way that people treat WoW feels a lot different than the way they treated EverQuest and Dark Age of Camelot.
I do agree with that a little bit. People go a little bit crazier for it, but at the same time, like you know, if I spend 3,000 hours in WoW, I'm not that worried about it because, like, looking through my Steam, it's like, oh yeah, I've also spent 3,000 on Counter-Strike over like 6 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just adds up over time.
So, so the way you play it, do you just go to 60 and then go back, find a different guy, go to 60, go back, find a different guy?
All about raids, endgame, PvP, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just keeps going? So they just keep adding raids?
For probably about 2 or 3 years, they will, yeah. There's going to be 6 total. Let's see. So at launch, there's Onyxian Molten Core. Then they add a couple of more dungeons. Then they add Blackwing Lair. Then they add Soul Grub and Encourage 20 and 40. And then Naxxramas.
Do you, what do you think of like all these like new Twitch streamers?
Dude, I'm for it.
Wow.
Dude, it hit 1 million people fucking viewing it last night, and like half of it was watching people fucking sleep in a queue.
Yeah,
like,
I was watching. What's his name? You said it before. I just wanted to see the game.
Asmongold, probably.
Yeah,
he was the biggest. He was the top of Twitch all day.
Yeah, and he was like doing some tutorial, and I was like, this kind of looks like RuneScape. It kind of looks like an advanced version of RuneScape. For some reason, in my mind, I think does WoW now look different?
Yes, it has gotten graphics updates a couple of times. Yeah,
I feel like it's more like it looks more third person in the update or in the modern version, where this classic version it looks more of like a Diablo style. At least what I was watching, it looked like it was like an isometric style.
No, because WoW's always been you can move your camera wherever you want.
Maybe that's how he was having it.
Yeah, you've never had a fixed camera. You can move it wherever the hell you want, do whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was watching it play and I was like, why does this look like Diablo? Interesting. See, if there was a new Diablo, I could probably sink some hours into that. Anything else you want to add to it? Are you excited to queue back in?
Yeah.
So how many hours have you played so far?
Bro, that's 8, 9.
You just no lifed it last night?
Yeah. No, I got all my. I worked extra all last week so I could have this off, basically.
Yeah. That's how it goes, right?
Yep.
All right. What about you, DB? You playing?
Finishing up Yakuza 2, Yakuza Kiwami 2 on PC. Because Yakuza 3 got announced, I'm trying to finish that up and then trying to get the backlog done. Then I'm played a lot of solos in Apex.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've only got 1 win, and a lot of the time I'm just like going for kills and not really going for wins. Just naturally. I'm treating it essentially as a practice, just like to get better at the guns in the game. So I really don't care about my KDR at all.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like the event itself was okay. The 1 win I had was decent. I've had a few times where I've been top 3, but it's one of those things where I'm not sure if they're making a permanent mode And I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to keep playing solos.
Yeah, I haven't played it once yet. I was thinking about getting into Apex because my friend got it and he wants me to play. But I haven't played solos. I haven't played solos yet. So I haven't touched it in a while.
It's not that great. Like it's not balanced that great for because the game itself is designed as like team based, so everyone has their abilities that relates to a team. And one of the problems is like a character, like you're gonna get a lot of Pathfinders, a lot of characters with mobility. It's very mobility heavy, but you won't get a character like there's some lifelines, but she's not really that great in solo mode because her big things are she gets nothing from her passive. So where she like will res you and have the shield, well, you're not resing anybody, so her shield's completely useless.
Mm-hmm.
Her health drone's okay, and then her ultimate is pretty much just saying, "Hey, look where I'm at."
Yeah,
you're just giving away your position, which is fine in team mode because you know.
No, there's no reason to play Lifeline as solo.
It really isn't.
Well, I guess you get the faster heal. That's a pretty good reason.
Yeah, you can set up heals. Like Bloodhound's not bad, but really it's majority of these mobility players. And then Gibraltar, some people like him because of his shields, because he can definitely protect himself. Caustic, pretty much just drop bunker. That's where all the caustics drop. Then they all fight each other, and then they all die to each other, and then there's one left.
Yeah, that's not making me want to get back into it.
So
I keep forgetting about all that.
It's a lot of Wraith, Octane, and Pathfinders.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've just been I finally finished all of the DLC for Witcher 3.
Nice.
Fucking amazing. Blood and Wine is maybe the best fucking DLC I've ever played. Literally insane. It makes me so excited for Cyberpunk because you don't realize how detailed that fucking game is until you get back into it, and then you go and you're like, oh wait, there's a whole nother world that they open up for you, and it's bigger than most worlds in complete games. It's crazy. So I'm just so pumped to see if they can bring that. From what it looks like, they are, but I want to see the detail that's into Cyberpunk. That's what I think CD Projekt Red does best. They just detail the fuck out, really. But that's pretty much it. And Madden, been playing Madden, which I think I'm gonna quit. I hate it. I fucking hate it so much.
I played one game of Madden against my cousin over the weekend, and I bodied him 64-13.
Nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Are you gonna buy it now?
Hell no. It played just like Madden 15 did.
Yeah, they all play the fucking exact same. I'm just so mad at it. That's really it. I probably won't stop because it is football season. And I do love me some foosball. All right, let's get into news. We can't make this episode too long. Amazing. An Amazon listing for Power A Overwatch Switch case that is officially licensed by Nintendo and Blizzard has been discovered. And it actually looks pretty cool if you're an Overwatch fan, which I was for a while. I think Overwatch is one of the better first-person shooters out there.
If I can lift it, I still have my Overwatch mouse.
Oh, nice. Where the fuck did you get that?
It's a Razer Death Adder Overwatch.
Wait, show it again. Show the audience. There you go.
I like this thing. It's a nice mouse.
It actually looks pretty cool.
No, yeah, it's definitely, it's like I'm not. It's never done me wrong for the most part. But yeah, I'm a big
The Death Adder is like Razer's best mouse from what I hear.
Yeah, it's a good mouse. But I was big into Overwatch at the time, so I got that and had the headphones. Like I had everything Overwatch related at the time because I was big into Overwatch.
No, Overwatch is great. But it looks like people are speculating that's coming to Switch, which I don't think is a natural evolution of Overwatch. Multiplayer. One, it's multiplayer. We know Nintendo's.
I mean,
history with that.
Paladins is on Switch. which is kind of like an Overwatch clone.
Okay, all of that is yes, and it kind of works. But you, okay, since I'm the Blizzard nerd, Blizzard has been working on quote unquote Overwatch 2, which is going to be mostly single player style game.
Really?
It's totally released on Switch. Yeah.
No player?
Well, it's like it sounds like it's going to be more like an add-on type game or something. Like you don't have to own both, but it's just a new like full more single player or like Borderlands-y style game.
Yeah, I heard about that
series. So
that's a weird direction to take Overwatch in.
Well, it was kind of like how they were doing it with StarCraft.
They'll still have all the multiplayer stuff, of course, but that's interesting for them to start adding in like single player stuff.
Well, yeah, that would be like its own game or whatever, like more of a Borderlands style, just like they were trying to do with StarCraft Ghost for.
Yeah. And I mean, they did the whole Diablo thing. Like Blizzard's been working with Nintendo recently. So
hey, shout out to Rudo for the sub, by the way. Thank you so much for the sub, Twitch Prime. Much appreciated, buddy. Go ahead, Doopy. Sorry.
No, it's no surprise. I mean, Blizzard has been working with Nintendo on stuff recently. When we saw Diablo 3 come to the Switch, I wouldn't be, I'm not going to be surprised if Overwatch comes to the Switch. And apparently a lot of people are starting to think like, oh, maybe this means we get an Overwatch character in Smash.
Yeah, that would be dope.
That would be one of those things where it's like, nobody saw these characters coming. Like nobody's like Banjo-Kazooie's in Smash. Anybody can be in Smash at this point.
That would be dope. I personally think that, like Jerry was saying, like if it is like a new Overwatch single player campaign, that would make more sense. A first person shooter
or
on
like
Switch or Nintendo can't do online. It's just a fact. They're so bad at it, and I can't see them bringing I can't see Blizzard being happy with Overwatch being on Nintendo servers. Maybe if Blizzard can handle the servers, that might be a little different.
It depends on who we're talking about at Blizzard.
I mean, I've never had any issues with like Blizzard servers at all.
This is the same company that did say, hey, don't you all own phones?
Okay. So Blizzard's hard because Blizzard has been fucking up a lot, and it's mostly because a lot of the people at the top now, a lot of the people from Blizzard era that you knew and loved have mostly retired or been sort of forced out, and a lot of it's, well, I think Activision's pulling a lot more strings now, which, yeah.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah. So, but that being said, though, since being a Blizzard fan type person, whatever, I think a lot of what Blizzard's been doing for the most part, like at the very top level, hasn't always been the greatest, especially the way they've been presenting themselves at times with, don't you guys all have phones, shit like that. But for the most part, the core teams that actually work on the games are still fucking top tier. And they still do like interact with communities all the time. They all do like monthly streams of like, this is what we're developing, et cetera, et cetera. So like the core team, if it's a good core team, they'll still make a good game.
Yeah, and I'm not. I mean, you guys know my position on like mobile Diablo. I think that would be awesome.
They got the infrastructure. I wouldn't worry about servers if they could host servers.
That's the thing. If they're able to host the servers, it runs off like Blizzard servers, then I would be a little bit more interested in it, and then it would make more sense.
Like even tone down the graphics like a decent amount on Overwatch, it still like wouldn't look bad on the Switch.
No. It would just. It's a multiplayer. It's a competitive multiplayer game, so it's got to have like top tier netcode. It's got to be good, and it does. Like when you play Overwatch on PC, it's the best.
Well, I mean, the netcode that itself, I play. I would say the netcode itself wouldn't be handled by Nintendo. It'd still be handled by Blizzard.
Yeah, well, I hope so. I hope that would be the case.
I mean, they're the developers. Nintendo's not developing it.
Right.
They would just be publishing it on their system.
And I hope that's the case. And then it makes more sense that way. But I mean, I'm trying to think of like any first-person shooter that's fun on the Switch, and I can't think of any. Joy-Cons are just not worth it, man.
No, you would not play that with a Joy-Con.
You know?
what would you really play with Joy-Cons at this point? Honestly,
I play Smash with his Joy-Cons.
you did.
Not as good as I play with the Pro controller, but I get it done.
To be fair, I'm trying to talk myself.
I play literally everything on Nintendo Switch with Joy-Cons.
I'm telling you, I
play almost everything with Joy-Cons because it's a mobile platform.
Yeah.
I play Smash Brothers with a GameCube controller, but I'm trying to talk myself out of doing it. I'm thinking about buying or backing the Kickstarter for the Fight Stick that works on PlayStation 4, PS3, PC, and Smash Brothers.
You better not back anything, for one.
It's a Fight Stick that works on Smash Bros.
Yeah, don't back it. Wait till it comes out.
I might back it.
No, you're gonna be disappointed. I'm telling you right now.
Oh,
if it's too good to be true on Kickstarter, it's too good to be true.
It's the same guys who made that stupid box, like the Smash box, that was a Fight Stick with no stick. It was just buttons.
Oh my god, that sounds terrible. All right. Moving on. Yacht Club Games hosting special presentation on August 28th. News on King of Cards expansion for Shovel Knight. And maybe a look at a new revealed game. More Shovel Knight?
We haven't seen much of this, the King of Cards expansion, which is not the new King of Cards.
I forgot this was even coming out.
Yeah, it's been a while. And they have this whole like PvP mode where like it's not Smash Brothers, but it's kind of like you're fighting other people and you can choose different knights to play as. So that's also a thing coming. But they're talking about other stuff as well. And they've already said like they're pretty much coming to the end of Shovel Knight's DLC. So maybe we're getting a Shovel Knight. Maybe we're getting a new IP. Shovel Knight is, like, if you include whatever DLC is released up to now for Shovel Knight, it is one of the best indie like platformers you can play right now. So it's such a fantastic game.
It really is. It's so underrated, I think. It's up there with
I want Shovel Knight and Smash. I will keep saying that until the end.
Yeah, that would be fucking awesome.
Shovel Knight and Smash.
Like an 8-bit version of him?
I mean, he's an assist trophy, so...
Oh, right, he is.
Still.
I would love him at like an 8-bit sort of like... That would be cool. Yeah, Shovel Knight's super underrated. Yeah, I hope we get a new IP though, because I am done with Shovel Knight. I've had my fun. I would love to see them do something new.
I'm looking forward to the King of Cards expansion. I'm looking forward to playing that campaign. Plague Knight campaign was fantastic. It's not Death Knight.
Spectre Knight.
Spectre Knight. His campaign was really good. So I know King Knight's campaign's gonna be really good. But after that, I think like I'm kind of done with the Shovel Knight 1. Now, if they make a second game, it's even bigger, expanded more, like new story, I'd be down for that. If it's a new IP, I'd be down for that too.
Yeah. All right, here's a look at the PS5 Dev Kit. Oops, sorry, wrong camera. PS5 Dev Kit supposedly. Someone on Twitter said it looks like an Epson printer. Someone said that little area right there is where you stick your penis.
It literally, it's a fucking projector.
It looks like an Epson projector. Yeah,
no, I don't think this is the PlayStation 5. I think this is a fucking Sony projector.
I know it's the Dev Kit. Like, I know this isn't the final build we're getting, but it looks really dumb.
No, I'm just. This is.
I don't even think this is a Dev Kit.
I don't think this is the Dev Kit. I legitimately think it's a fucking projector. And someone's like, "Oh, this is the Dev Kit, right?"
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the back, a projector essentially looks exactly like the back of a PlayStation.
Dude, about 4 HDMIs and a couple of display ports, dude. Yeah, you got a lot for a projector.
Yeah, it does kind of look like a projector.
I mean, is that what like this drawing? Is that 6 USB ports?
Yeah, or it's probably like a USB, a HDMI, a display port. It probably is a projector.
But is that the back or the front? Because that looks like a disc tray.
Yeah, that's got to be the front.
So why is there there's so much stuff on the front in this like illustration?
Because if it is a dev kit, they're gonna put all that shit on the front.
I guess it just looks really.
I don't think it's a dev kit though. There's no look at where that button is.
Why would you ever make a dev kit that looks like this to begin with?
It just makes sense. Look where the button is. It's so dumb.
I still just don't think it's a dev kit. Like, this is not news to me. I'll believe it when I see it, but I'm still on team. This is actually a projector.
I don't think it's anything. I think someone just drew it and fucking posted it and got some tweets.
I gotta imagine, because this 3D render is like so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. But I do hope that the PS5 does look like that. I would love my PS5 to look absolutely ridiculous.
Like it to look like it has a vagina.
Here's some other looks at it. Oh yeah, some more pictures. Yeah, the back of it what I'm assuming is like where you plug in a plug and an Ethernet. And then the front they have all these. Yeah, but look where that button is. It makes no sense. Why would that button be so close to the middle of the device? It looks so bad. It's not a dev kit. Whoever told you that, guys, you heard it here first. Disproven. Kojima confirms first-person mode in Death Stranding, then confuses everyone by trying to say that Death Stranding is a new genre of game. I didn't read this. What exactly did he say about it?
So he went into it going, like, he tweeted out, like, so he said, since I get this question a lot, Death Stranding is different from stealth game. You can enjoy first-person view, but not a first-person shooter game. It's brand new game genre that adapted the concept of Strand that we call action game. Strand, social Strand system. What does any of that mean?
That's why he's the best, dude. That's
what
why he's my favorite.
Game? I don't know what it would be.
And he says it as if we know what he means.
And then there's another article I was like looking at where he's like comparing the multiplayer system to the Spider-Verse. I have no idea what's going on. I'm so lost. I've given up. I'm ready for the game to just come out so and I guarantee you when it comes out, it's not going to answer any of my questions.
No.
I'm going to play it, I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to leave it going, I don't know what the fuck just happened.
Yeah, I don't know what a Strand game is. I don't know what a social Strand system is. But what I do know from all of my research on this, which has been extensive, he's implementing multiplayer in a way that is sort of like an MMO. That's from what I've been reading. It's like this massive multiplayer experience. It's more of like a social game. It's less focused on like traditional game elements. So it's going to be odd. It's going to be super weird. And I kind of don't like that too much because I think of Kojima, I want like a badass movie. I want to play his movie, essentially. I don't want to play the fucking social Strand system, to be honest. But I am excited, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. You can enjoy. I love this sentence. Since I get this question a lot, Death Stranding is different from stealth game. You can enjoy first-person view, but not a first-person shooter game. It's brand new game genre that adapted the concept of Strand. Okay.
I know Twitter
noted.
And I know like English is definitely not his first language, but it is.
It just makes less sense. When he writes it out, it makes less sense. You'd think he'd kick it off to a PR person. I love him on Twitter. He's got one of the best Twitters, by the way. He's just loving life, dude.
Like
he's making games, loving life.
Are we getting to the point now, though, where like Kojima always wanted to make movies. That was his. He always wanted to make movies.
Yeah.
You can tell that in his games that are essentially cutscenes or movie length.
He loves movies.
When does he jump and just start making movies?
I don't think he does. At
this point in his career, you think that kind of ship has sailed on him?
Yeah. I think I think he's gotten to a point where he knows his lane. He knows he might like input on movies, you know, he might kind of consult and do production on it. I don't think he's going to go out and make a movie. For one, I don't think that's what he likes to do because he does make games. Like he is in game design and stuff like that, and I think he loves that stuff. But yeah, I think he's. I mean, we got a couple more games out of him, I think, and then don't get me wrong.
Anymore. I will gladly take Kojima story-driven games because let's be honest, in the world we're living in with games as a service and everything that's going on with microtransactions and loot boxes, it's nice to know that we have somebody who's still fighting for story-driven single-player experiences.
Yeah.
And Kojima will never leave that.
Exactly, and that's why I don't want this to be this social Strand system. I want a Kojima game. I don't want an MMO.
That would annoy him. I don't think like that's the thing. Is I don't think this is an MMO. I think that's like it's a game. Like it's a mechanic in the game, but it's not going to affect the storytelling.
I hope not. From what I've been reading, it's a major point of the game. There's a new like crazy mechanic that he's inputted in this game, and it's supposed to revolve around this mechanic. So I hope not. And I don't know which social strand system is.
Because that's the thing. If it's a mechanic that relies heavily on other people playing,
right? I don't like that.
How does that affect the game later in its not later like years later when not as many people are playing it anymore?
Right.
See,
I honestly, but that's the thing about Kojima that I like. I don't even think he cares about that. I think he cares about like that first year, get that blockbuster out there. He moves on to the next. Like all his like Metal Gear Online.
Well, the way that Phantom Pain went, he was not happy at all with how that game was made, with the story it went through, with the mechanics. He was extremely he hated that piece of shit.
Yeah. Well, that was also there was a whole debacle around that situation.
Oh yeah.
But I agree. Capcom confirms Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection coming to Switch in January. There you go,
PlayStation screwed up, and they had the listing and the trailer on their store yesterday, just out of nowhere.
They have to be doing this on purpose at this point.
I gotta imagine Capcom was not ready to release that trailer, but their hand essentially got pushed, so they had to show it. But it's coming on all platforms. This continues that trend where we had Mega Man Collection, then we had the X Collection, like both Legacy Collections, followed by a Mega Man X. We got a Mega Man 11. There's a Mega Man mobile game for Mega Man X coming up. Maybe we get a new Mega Man X game on consoles. At this point, they're really pushing these collections. So I'm hoping maybe we get a remaster of Legends 1 and 2. And they were making Legends 3 on the 3DS at one point before they canceled it. Like, there's footage out there of that game. Maybe they revive that project as well. Because they're really putting a lot of stock into the Mega Man brand again. 11 sold really well for them, for classic Mega Man game. So it's nice to see Capcom kind of, I don't want to say they're back.
Yeah, they are. I think they are.
If they can make a new Marvel Ultimate game, a new Marvel versus Capcom, like a Marvel versus Capcom game that doesn't suck like Infinite did, I will say they're back. That's the one thing that's stopping me from saying they're fully back. Because Resident Evil
those games, I don't care about those games.
Man, the Marvel fighting games, Marvel vs. Capcom games have been like a staple of the fighting game community.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Infinite was just one of the worst launches of any fighting game I've ever seen.
Wayne's favorite game.
God, Infinite was just so bad. It's such a bad drop. I don't know how they went from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 to that.
I mean, Resident Evil 2, Monster Hunter, come on. They're back, dude.
Yeah,
those are fucking blockbusters.
Monster Hunter never went anywhere. That's the thing. It's like Monster Hunter never dipped in quality.
True, but it's actually growing. That's the important part.
It got me into it. That's the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Monster Hunter's only ever been growing.
I'm not interested in like Monster Hunter on 3DS and little pixel dinosaurs. I wanted like that experience that they gave me on PlayStation. That was fucking awesome. And then Resident Evil 2, come on, dude, that game is fire.
Yeah, RE7 and RE2 coming after the abominations that were RE5 and RE6.
Yeah.
Oh man, those games got so far away from what Resident Evil was.
They're hitting their stride. I don't know if we can officially say they're back, but they've hit their stride.
Devil May Cry 5 was fantastic.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, that one too.
Like Capcom has been doing some super great work lately.
I gotta fucking finish that. Damn.
Give me Capcom. Dante Smash Brothers. Let's go.
Yeah.
Just with Devil Trigger. Just give me Devil Trigger the music.
Mario Kart Tour will launch on September 25th. This is the Mario Kart on iOS, right?
Yeah, this is the mobile Mario Kart game.
This is interesting. I very conflicted about how I actually feel about this.
So the gacha comes from the racers you get. You can get, I think it's like common, rare, and then legendary or whatever it is.
Okay, this is the thing. I don't want to break your guys' hopes.
You have a button that uses items and a button for moving left or right, but you're always accelerating, so it's essentially an auto runner.
That's the thing. Like, I've played every Nintendo mobile game, and they've all been bad. I've tried so hard to like them. Super Mario on mobile is okay.
Here's the sad thing, though. They've all been bad, and they've all made tons of money.
Welcome to mobile gaming.
Yeah.
That's the thing, man. Like, the whalers and Nintendo fanboys and girls love this shit and they eat it up.
Yeah,
I'll download it probably.
Yeah, I will too. I have hope for one day a good Nintendo mobile game.
I probably play it for like 10 minutes and realize, man, I'd rather just play Mario Kart.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. It's like that's what they understand, and they want these real quick experiences on mobile, and it does kind of work, but then there's just no content to it. They start to hit you with these paywalls like Dragalia and then like Animal Crossing, and you're just like, okay, I guess I'm done now.
So they push you to want the real thing, so you'll buy a Switch in the game.
Yeah, I guess.
When you're done wasting all your time in Animal Crossing mobile, you can get that new Animal Crossing game on the Switch for $60.
Yeah, they don't feel like they're fully finalized games. They just feel like they're just quick money grabs.
Hey, here's Fire Emblem, but it's not really like the full Fire Emblem experience. But you can get that because it's available on the Switch.
All right. I don't understand it because you'd figure they'd probably make more money making like a fully fledged mobile game.
Yes,
easily.
They did.
Well, no, you wouldn't
because
because
the Mario one, and that was a $10 entry fee, and I think that is, I don't know where the price values of how much money they've made, but I'm pretty certain that's probably one of the lowest ones because nobody wants to drop a $10 entrance fee to pay a game. They would rather have it free to play with microtransactions.
No, you're wrong. I would much rather the former.
Same.
You would much rather the former.
Apparently not.
But the money says differently. And that's what it comes down to. How are you going to maximize your profits? And I don't agree with it.
Why don't we just make a mobile game? We would make billions, and we know how to do it. We all know all the beats. You make a fun puzzle game. You charge them up front. You gate them like when they're max level or something.
Time to make the vaping mobile game.
No. What we're actually gonna do is we're gonna basically take TeamViewer. And then when you go to log into the game, you get submitted to a Blizzard subscription and our subscription where you pay us $5 a month so you can play World of Warcraft on your phone.
There you go. That's not a bad idea.
Not a
bad idea.
It's
not. We don't do it through TeamViewer. We do it through Zoom. You get a Zoom window.
WoW Classic. No, because TeamViewer, you can at least play it.
You can easily play WoW Classic on your phone.
Parts of it, most of it, yeah. Most of it you could.
We could probably figure that out, how to get someone to make WoW on your phone.
Stream it from your computer to your phone.
Jerry, if WoW Classic was on your phone, would you get it?
Yes.
There we go.
I still wouldn't play it that often because I would be like.
Hey, as long as you buy it. As long as you buy it, right? And buy a couple skins. All right, yes, Aladdin.
That's the beauty of classic WoW, baby. There's no cash shop.
True, boxes,
no cash shop. It's not modern WoW with your loot drops being RNG either.
There's no auction house.
There's an auction house, but there's no like in-game money, real money transfer loot box.
Oh, right.
Like that.
Well, this is where we make money, dude. We offer that stuff. We offer new TeamViewer skins. Aladdin and Lion King HD remasters revealed for October.
This was revealed at a GameStop's manager conference.
Yeah,
I don't remember Lion King game.
Yeah, the Lion King, I think it's from 1993 or 4? Yeah, 94. It's known for being one of the hardest games. Like, the hitboxes made no sense. The game controlled like crap. But it's got a lot of nostalgia for being hard. And then the Aladdin game was actually good. That was actually a good game.
What was it?
But I'm guessing with the recent resurgence of Disney with these properties being live action, I guess they see and like a lot of remasters coming out. I guess Disney is trying to bank on that. I don't know. I don't know who's handling these remasters because they both released on the SNES and Genesis, and they were both developed by different teams, like different companies. So the SNES version was developed by somebody completely different than the Genesis version. But this includes both versions, or the remasters. I don't know. I'm confused of like who's doing this, who's actually developing it.
Well, they better make a fucking Hercules remake
Hercules for the PlayStation 1
with Danny DeVito voicing it.
What other Disney games were there?
I only remember Hercules because I played that one a lot. Maybe I do remember Aladdin as well.
Aladdin was like, I think the thing you would remember most from Aladdin is the classic escape sequence where you're on the carpet trying to dodge the lava as it's like the waves of lava are crashing behind you.
Yeah.
That's a classic, that's a classic level in that game.
All right, last story. We were kind of touched on it before. Wow. So congested, players are literally lining up to complete quests.
That was kind of actually cool. It's really weird. I didn't see that immediately personally, but I did see it enough where that was very odd and interesting to say the least, where I got a little bit of faith back in humanity just seeing like 1,000 people sitting in a line patiently and not being bags to each other. Like that was fucking bizarre in the internet age.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That actually is pretty crazy. Yeah, and then I get what do you do? Just wait in line till it's your turn. Is there? You probably have to wait for the enemy to respawn too, right?
Yep, and it's depending on where they were in the starter zone, so it's still a pretty quick respawn and stuff like that. But it's fucking hilarious to me. Like I'm amazed and impressed.
It's neat that the community decided to do that.
Yeah. No, totally. I'm completely shocked.
Yeah. And then the whole queuing with the getting into the server. Are you still queuing?
Maybe.
Are you playing?
Maybe.
Well, we're done with gaming. Let's go through tech really quick. Take a little break. We'll run through this.
Real quick while we're on tech, before I bounce.
Oh, your Note.
Yeah, I got the Note 10 Plus.
Show it off. There you go. Oh, you got the black one?
Yeah, I got the black one. Sprint had, I think, black, blue, and
it was like a chrome.
Yeah, it was like a chrome. I didn't want it. The blue one was Best Buy exclusive.
Oh, dude, you didn't want a Best Buy exclusive?
So I went to pick up the phone. They had got it in a day early, of course. So like the place I go to, like, kind of always seems to quote unquote break street date. It's like technically released on Friday, but they got it in Thursday. Like, hey, we got it. Come get it. They had 0 accessories. They literally only received the phone. They received nothing else with the phones. So I had to buy a case on Amazon. Had that Prime shipped. It's just a simple case.
It comes with a dongle, or do you have to buy that?
I had to buy the dongle as well for my headphones. Just because the AKGs, like, they sit in the air, that bothers me because it's just my ears are sensitive. I used them for one day. They're noise canceling to the point where my boss had to like physically grab my shoulder to get my attention because I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah.
But the phone itself, it's really nice.
It is a nice phone.
The fingerprint scanner is now here, so it's actually on the screen. So no more of this motion of finding the thing on the back.
Yeah.
The camera's really nice. The screen is beautiful. And the S Pen actually does more than just write. So the S Pen actually acts, that has a button and it's Bluetooth. You can customize it to do certain actions in certain apps. But probably the best thing you can do with it is see if I can find the button. The buttons that's right here. If you have the phone out and if you're the kind of person that likes to take selfies, I'm not, but this is a good selling point for people are. You can use this to take the photo. So you don't have to wiggle around trying to find a button or trying to thumb across the screen to take the picture. You just click the button, which is also nice for other things. The camera is really nice, the autofocus, so you can blur out the background. And for people who don't know, I'm coming from a Note 8, so maybe these things were on the Note 9 or the S9. I didn't have those phones. I don't know if going from a Note 9 to a Note 10 Plus is worth the upgrade, but from a Note 8, it's definitely worth the upgrade.
Yeah.
12 gigs of RAM versus my old phone that had 6. I'm double the RAM that the Note 8 had. Storage, plenty of storage space on the phone, expandable storage. Like, I have all of my music on my phone. I still have 170 gigs of free space.
Yeah.
And that's just on the phone, not including my SD card. Other than that, yeah, I mean, the battery life is a lot better. Usually if I use it at work for everything I'm doing, by the time I leave work, if it's not almost dead, it's dead. I left work today, even with heavy usage on video, and I was at about 26% left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was streaming nothing but video all day at work. So
That's pretty good.
It's a very good battery, and it charges quickly. Like, even from 26.
Yeah, supposedly it has like the fastest charging in a phone.
I have yet to plug it into my outlet and see it say less than it, and see it say more than an hour.
Yeah.
And that's from even from 15%. Like 15% to 100 an hour.
The Note 10 Plus is like easily Samsung's best phone.
It is definitely
at least spec wise
product.
Yeah, it's a badass phone.
It's big as fuck.
You're certainly big.
It is a.
Well, you're getting phablet size, and you're not someone who uses an iPad, so it makes sense. It kind of kills two birds with one stone.
Yeah, and I got them big hands, so it works for me.
That's one thing that does allure me to like a Note style phone.
They did switch the power, not the power, but the lock button. It used to be on the right side of the phone, which I guess if you were holding it like this, how the old phone used to be, and you were doing the fingerprint scanner back here, your thumb would be locking it. Now it's over here, which I guess makes more sense, since you're not going to be holding it like this all the time. You're going to be holding it more like this, because the fingerprint scanner is in the middle on the screen. But yeah, now the lock button is there, which takes some getting used to. My muscle memory sometimes still goes to the right side of my phone.
Yeah, I think almost all phones are like that.
Still has the Bixby Assistant, which I think is trash. I also think Siri is trash. I think Cortana's trash. I don't like assistants. It's not something I use. I will say that the link to Windows is really nice. So what that is I open up an app on my phone. It connects to Wi-Fi to my Windows PC. And if my phone's anywhere in my house, but it's on Wi-Fi, I can pull up my notifications. I can pull up my text messages. I can reply to my text messages. I can do everything that is like basic function on my phone from my PC. And if I really wanted to, I can open up a screen viewer and I can actually control my phone from my PC. I can click on apps. I can use the mouse as my finger pointer. I can even play games like on my PC that are going through my phone. It essentially is controlling the phone from the PC.
Yeah.
So if my phone is anywhere in my house, but as long as it's on the Wi-Fi, I can do those things.
Yeah,
which
that's
is
pretty
nice.
cool.
It's a nice addition.
Yeah, I wish they would. I wish Android and Windows could team up and just get it integrated.
I mean, you could do that with Apple too. That would be cool. If all of them would just kind of, do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
well, the thing with Apple is that the apps are on Mac. Some of them, not all of them. So if I'm using like calendar and stuff like that, or mail and like the task manager.
I'm saying everything. We put it on Windows too. Like they should just.
I know it's so annoying.
I'm more open sourcey, so I'm like, yeah, dude, just have it all work on everything.
Yeah. I know. Because I don't want to have to worry. I love being able to text from my laptop. So nice. And like, I would love that that feature on everything. You know, I want to be able to text on fucking anywhere I'm at. I want to be able to shoot a text off. You think it would be so easy? It's like the most primitive form of communication, and it's like the thing that no one has done. You have to do some like weird fucking, like what you have, like Wi-Fi connecting, you know, screen viewing feature. It should just be like, just plug it in, let it work. But you like your new phone? You're digging it?
Yeah, no, it's you know, it's like a Note 8 but better.
What do you do with your old phone? Do you give it back to them?
Yeah. So they currently have my old phone.
How much do they give you for that phone?
Because it's all leased, it's just trade and upgrade.
Yeah.
Everything is leased, so.
That's the thing. It's, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like, that's just how we're. That's just kind of the world we're in now, where
I do it with everything now.
So expensive, you lease them.
Yeah, I do it.
But like I said, we'll see in 18 months where we're at with phones when my next upgrades do, or I just buy this out straight outright and just keep it as a, you know, I buy the phone itself and then I'm just paying for the plan. Because it's like $40 on the lease per month for the phone, which is.
That's up there.
that's the world we live in.
That's up there. Because then you have to pay the phone bill.
To be fair though, like I don't.
And then the insurance on the phone.
Yeah, I don't mind always go insurance on the phone. Even if I owned the phone, I'd still have insurance on the phone.
You don't have insurance, you said?
Oh, I do.
Oh,
Even
okay.
if I owned the phone outright, I would still put insurance on it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
When your phone's $1,000, you're putting insurance on it.
Yeah. Especially when they're all made of glass nowadays.
It did come out of the box with a screen protector on it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's nice to have a protector already on it, so I don't have to buy a screen protector. But I will say that if I'm wearing my sunglasses, I can't see shit.
Why? Is it like a tinted screen protector?
It's like it does that thing where like I have to like tilt it at an angle.
Oh no, I don't like that one bit.
But I guarantee you, it's not the screen; it's the protector doing that.
Oh yeah, that is. That's what. Don't let me buy the screen protector. I like the nice like glass screen protectors. Is it one of those or is it like a plastic one?
It seems like it's glass because it doesn't feel like plastic. I can't even tell it's on there, but it is on there. Like I know it's on there. I can see that it's on there, but I can't even. Before I got the case, this thing is slippery. I will say that it's slippery.
Yeah,
it's
like
very nice, but it's very slippery. And of course, so the perk, quote unquote perk, but like I pre-ordered it, so they give you something. Last time for the Note 8, it was a wireless charging pad and an SD card. This time they gave me $150 essentially to spend on whatever I want at the Samsung shop online. I thought it was going to be a 4 to 6 week like physical card. It's actually a digital coupon. I already got it. I have until like sometime in December to use it, but I can use it on anything. I can use it on a case. I can use it on a new monitor. I can use it on a new TV. So I mean that's nice. I'll wait till Black Friday and see what they got on sale, and I'll probably use it then. But they have some nice cases. It's just they don't ship until mid-September.
Yeah, that's odd. You're
How
just
you
gonna have to
release
wait.
the phone and don't offer cases until a month later makes no sense.
That never happens. They get the dimensions. Case makers get the dimensions for the phone.
Well, no, case makers
months
have
and
it.
months in it.
If you want an official case from Samsung itself, you have to wait a month after the phone's released.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Apple does that. A lot of people do that. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
get it because you can't expect someone to go caseless for a month waiting for your official case.
No,
But
you
they
just
do
get one of
have-
the fucking cheap ones.
Samsung did have a really nice case. That's like the one, like a leather case with the fold over. And the way it works is I remember having it for the Note 8 at one point where like it offers you, no, I had it for the Note 5 where like it did the screen and
Yeah.
it recognizes the case that's on it. But this one has like it's like a bar on the side that'll just display your time, your notifications. But it looks nice. It's $50. I can get it for free essentially, but I could also use that money on a new TV or a new monitor.
Yeah, get it on Amazon.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. Apple Card came out, and supposedly This is so fucking funny.
You can't put it in your wallet.
You can't put it in your leather wallet or in your denim jeans. Because it might discolor your fucking card. It's dum-dums, man. And it is a really nice looking card. You whip this thing out, people are like, damn, dude, you got a titanium fucking Apple card?
Yeah, as long as you never put it in anything you normally would put it in.
I know. Literally, leather is the material of wallets.
Yeah.
It's odd when you see like a cloth wallet. It's not odd when you see a leather wallet.
Form over function, man. Come on.
Yeah, that seems like that might be like a huge oversight. I don't know. Maybe that was something that they found out later and they were like, fuck, just run it. We'll tell people to keep it in the bag. Insane. So I mean, I don't think anyone should be getting these credit cards unless you don't have any, I guess, and maybe you want Apple to track it because you have Apple Pay. You can always just use Apple Pay. I don't know. It is Goldman Sachs, so whatever. Moving on. Uber and Lyft are having rallies in San Francisco for employee protections. Uber and Lyft, actually, it's funny because the Lyft offices are right here for Philadelphia. They seem to be, there's always some controversy going around Uber and Lyft, which I find very interesting, and I'm not exactly sure why. I don't really know why too much. I think Uber and Lyft, in terms of employment, I think they've done a really good job. They've opened up so many gigs.
Yeah, but they used to have really shitty CEOs.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
And the world's moving more towards people paying attention to that.
Yeah.
Not entirely, but somewhat. So I don't know. That's my best guess.
I find I don't know, whenever I see like controversy around Uber and Lyft, I'm like, really? I think they provide a really nice service because the taxi game is all fucked up, man. We don't want to go back to taxis. All right. No, before we get to this is the big one. Let's go to PewDiePie. PewDiePie hits 100 million subscribers, which is insane, man. He just keeps racking numbers up. He just got married as well. And there you go. PewDiePie in the house. YouTube bans 210 accounts for false information related to Hong Kong protests. And this is the account tried to avoid detection with VPNs. Google just published a blog post revealing that it's disabled 210 YouTube channels that the company says behaved in a coordinated manner while uploading videos related to ongoing protests in Hong Kong. Google cites the behavior as being consistent with recent observations and actions related to China announced by Facebook and Twitter. The accounts were disabled earlier this week. Both Facebook and Twitter recently uncovered and suspended accounts that social media companies believe were operated by the Chinese government and designed to seed doubt about and undermine the ongoing protests in Hong Kong. Now, this is crazy because obviously this gets into like, governmental espionage and this sort of like Cambridge Analytica stuff where governments are trying to utilize social media to seed doubt within citizens. And I do like how these companies are being proactive about it and being more stringent about it. I do wonder, though, how much that has already leaked. You kind of, once you get something into the internet, it kind of doesn't leave. And some people have certain ideologies and they're just going to filter that shit through and make their own sort of memes around it. So it kind of like, did you let the cat out of the bag a little too early? But that being said, it's a pretty crazy situation. And the reason why they do it is because it's so effective. It's so fucking effective to seed doubt in your community with social media. It's so effective. People are so much dumber than we initially thought. You literally can just post anything you want on the internet and someone will believe it. They'll create a community around it and they'll try to convince their friends of it. And it's just, it's been multiplied by magnitudes only more recently. But it is nice to see that social media companies are being, 210, you gotta think there's thousands of them out there. There's probably way more. Finally, the big one, Panasonic S1H has been announced. It's been released. Reviewers got it. This is the camera that essentially almost does it all. Almost.
Looks pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's essentially a fucking full frame 6K
GH5.
But
better.
Yeah.
Still even better.
With a fan. I find the fan so awesome. It's a tiny little mini cinema camera, 10-bit. It's got a 6K readout. Shoots it out to 5.9K, 5.4K, 4K DCI, up to 60 frames per second. Full frame. This is all full frame, no crop whatsoever, with log.
Some of the modes are crop, but
yeah, some of them are.
Some of the modes are crop, but that's like different features almost, because goddamn it, this camera has like 30 different shooting modes. It's almost got too many.
Yeah, it's got so many. You can shoot literally in any. There's anamorphic mode, so if you wanted to use anamorphic lenses, there's already a de-squeeze mode in there that's legit. Squeezes it from the sensor, which is awesome. Dual SD card slots. Like I said, it has a big fan to cool this gigantic beast. Flip out screen. They put the flip out screen on. We were scared because the originals don't have one. They only have the tilt screen. Nah, my friend. This one they put on the flip out, and because there's a fan on the back, the essentially the camera or the screen.
Cool flip out.
Yeah, the screen kind of like flips out in a weird way that's almost extended.
Yeah, so it does the tilt first. So like it's it's sideways, it'll tilt out like that, and then you can flip it out so it also stays out of the way of your cables and everything.
Yep.
Which I think really fucking smart.
Super smart. Yeah, the flip out screen, they did it. I'm super happy about it. That was one thing I was worried about. It literally has everything. There's a record button literally on the front of the camera. So if you have someone racking focus, you can have them press record.
It's technically like 3 record buttons.
Yeah, true. True. It's got the best IBIS in the game. It's got this gigantic LCD screen on top. So if you are using like top down, you got all your settings right there. What else? The only thing that is a little bit worrying is that they are using their old autofocus system, and it's proving to be not too much of a problem, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's very reliable in every situation. We need to see more footage of it we need to see more strenuous autofocus tests, but from what I've seen, it's not that bad. It seems to have been way improved since the GH5, which is nice.
But it still seems kind of meh.
Yeah.
That's definitely the fault. Like if they could just put phase detect something in it, like dude, they'd have this camera period.
Yeah.
Video.
So we haven't quite gotten the perfect camera. It's still, and mind you, this is not really a photo camera. This is a video-centric camera, and I would like to see more photo-centric features on it.
Definitely expensive enough too.
Yes. Yep. It's a pricey camera, but this is the full frame mirrorless DSLR sized camera that we've all been really waiting for, and hopefully this sets the bar for all the other cameras to follow it. And I think it's interesting that they released all the information out today when we're going to get all of the Canon stuff on what's today, Thursday. All the Canon announcements should be out, so we're going to see their Canon 90D and their M6 or whatever. And from what we've seen about that those actually seem to be quite disappointing. So this is actually, I think, going to just, shroud most of those announcements, which is going to be interesting. But the thing that Canon does really, really well, and it's the reason why people use it all the time, is that they're not these gigantic beasts of a camera with a fan attached to it, with every sort of... They've never really been that sort of camera unless you went up to the professional side. They just do like real simple, you want to shoot a nice video, we're going to pack it all into this, we're going to give you a good codec, it's going to work well with your computer, and you want to take nice photos, super easy. You got all the lenses you can choose from.
The issue is that's who they were. I don't know if I trust them as much anymore since every camera is just losing 24 frames for like literally no fucking reason.
Yeah, and I think the 90D is not going to have 24 either. I don't know why. I don't know why they're leaving this frame rate out. The idea...
literally no fucking sense.
Yeah, the idea is that they're protecting, quote-unquote, protecting their bigger lines, but you're not protecting your bigger lines by gimping a beginner entry camera. You know what I mean? That's just, maybe you would do that to like the EOS R to the C200, but you're not going to, why gimp the G7X Mark III, which is a point and shoot, to protect your cinema line? You know what I mean? It's so dumb. So that's the only, there's no reason for it to happen. We really have no idea why they're doing that. And I think if this release of the 90D and the M6 is also marred with controversy, then they're going to be in last place, in my opinion. They're going to be in last place. Everyone's going to be ahead of them. Sony's probably at the top. Panasonic is at the top in terms of video, but hybrid style, not really. Fuji's up there. Olympus has been making gains. Everyone. Nikon has been doing great. Everyone's making games. Canon would be in last place. They would really need to do a lot to catch up. And this S1H is really impressive. It's really impressive for the size, and I guess the money. It is expensive, but for the money that you get, for the money, it has pretty much everything.
No, like the thing too is like the quality is fucking phenomenal on it, especially for the price. So it's like, dude, to me this is legitimately endangering like C100, C200s.
Yeah.
Like, why would I buy a C200 for $7,000 when this is $3.5?
Yeah. And
they're really fucking comparable, and I can also take this with me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the full HDMI out, so you're not getting that stupid micro HDMI bullshit. It's got a lot of good stuff with it. But autofocus is big. That's a big misstep that they can't quite seem to figure out.
They just refuse to not do contrast detection, and I don't get it.
Yeah. Because they could really win over a lot of other people if they had that. Because a lot of people don't have a focus puller. They want to shoot in front of the camera, or they're doing like small productions where it's just them, and they don't want to have to constantly rack focus. It's hard. When you rack focus yourself, you have to be really good at it, to be on the point. And if your autofocus system isn't reliable enough to be a backup on, it's just not confidence inducing. So when you're someone who's like a wedding shooter and you're like, I can't rely on its autofocus, you're not taking this camera. This could be a huge wedding camera, but you got to have autofocus.
What I am curious about it too is because Panasonic at least got decent enough at keeping a target. You know, like if you did tap on yourself, they got good enough at like keeping you in focus if you were in the target box. I want to see, is that still the case? Because that could still be good enough for YouTube work, stuff like that, talking in front of the camera stuff, if you can at least like use a phone app and tag yourself, you know?
Yeah.
And it still actually keep you in focus.
Yeah. And from what I've seen, it's not bad. I wouldn't say it's reliable right now, but it's not bad. And I want to see a lot more testing on it.
Yeah.
And I will say Panasonic does upgrade their cameras. There will be firmware updates that might make it a little bit better, which is something that they do good on. So you never know. Maybe they figure it out one day and they shoot a download to you. But until then, it's a big misstep. It's like a Canon camera coming out with no IBIS. You know, it's that same sort of gimp where you're like, fuck, we're so close.
That is something to talk about too, though, on the Panasonic. Holy shit, that IBIS.
It's the best.
That IBIS is so fucking good.
Yeah, it's the best. They do it the best. And they have the full frame 6K
that's what I was
readout.
Gonna say. That's what I'm most impressed by is like, yeah, no, the GH5's always been like the best, but like, dude, this is now probably still the best, and it's a full frame, yeah, 6K. Like, what?
I know, it's pretty crazy. It's a gigantic sensor inside, just flopping about.
It's also a heavy ass camera, and everyone's footage hand holding it's just clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's insane.
I will say too, another thing that they showed in the video by DP Review, they showed the fan noise, and it is an issue. If you're thinking that you're gonna put a Rode mic on top and you're not gonna hear that fan, don't get this camera, because you will. You're gonna need to run a mic to you, or run like an actual like shotgun mic. So that kind of hurts the vlog style people, but it's not that big of an issue because most people run external audio anyway.
Right. And what I was going to say too is like, I do agree with ultimately what Jordan's point in that review was like, if you're going to spend $3,500 on a camera, you're going to spend some money on an actual external setup.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to spend that much money and then just be like, yeah, dude, I'm using onboard sound.
Yeah. Or I'm just going to throw like a Rode Micro on top.
Yeah.
No. Get yourself like a nice, because you're going to have really nice image quality. The sound, you don't want the sound to drag it down, and it often does. So get like a nice mic and you're good to go. You can get a shotgun mic to sit in on top. It's just, it can't be a Rode. It's got to be one that actually is a shotgun mic and will shoot the audio that's in front of it. But other than that, super impressive.
Rode shotgun mics, just make sure you actually get those.
Yeah. Yeah, test them out. I mean, I don't know how much the fan noise will affect it. I'm imagining if you're doing like sitting down in front of your YouTube camera and it's in a quiet room and you have that mic on top, it'll pick up that fan a little bit. So you just might you could just put it in front of you. It doesn't need to be on top of the camera. All right. That's pretty much it. There was one other thing about the bit rates. So you're going to get all eye bit rate, 4K, all the way up to 30p. You're getting 200 bit rate up to 60p. So just for 4K full frame readout, you're getting 400 all eye bit rate, which is what you want. That's where Sony lacks in its image quality. Their bit rate goes up to 100 on 4K. It's 420, it's 8-bit. This is 422, 4K, 10-bit all eye intra, meaning every frame of that is getting a full readout. It's getting the full bit rate that it needs, which is awesome. So it's really impressive that they're able to just stuff this camera with basically every shooting mode possible. Great IBIS, everything. It's just wait till the autofocus comes. If you rely on autofocus, if you have a focus puller, you're probably already gushing over this camera. But if you're doing something that's in front of the camera and you have to rely on autofocus, wait a little bit. Look at the reviews. It's got HV. It's got H.265 in there. I love it. Good stuff. All right, that's it for the show. Hope you all. Go ahead.
Going back to the frame rates, or the bit rates, et cetera, et cetera. Dude, there's so many options too for compression.
Yeah.
Like you can do H.265 move files, or you can do the other size files. You can still do full size files. There's multiple different layers that you can choose. That's kind of awesome.
Yeah. No, it's
a really
Panasonic kills it in terms of video. They really do. They just know what you need.
They just find
in that size, in that style.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Like rip A7S3 because why would I bother at this point?
They're gonna have to come and bring it, dude. It's gonna have to.
They really will because they do it. They do have an advantage for like glass already. That's the that is actually the biggest downside of this camera, in my opinion, and not even the autofocus, but the fact that it's new glass. It's the L mount. So for native glass, it's slim pickings, but so far.
Yeah. Yeah, Sony has to bring it. They need to have a lot of these features, but they have the autofocus. They have the best autofocus in the game. They have IBIS. It's not the best, but they have it. They need to give it the flip out screen. They have to give it the flip out screen, and they have to give it the bit rate. And then I'd be like, oh, I'll just upgrade my A7R. There would be no reason for me to get a Panasonic. I have all the Sony glass. So Panasonic, they did come out swinging. I enjoy it. Camera wars, baby. We're going to hear about Canon stuff. We'll talk about that next week. Should be fun. Make sure you hit up our website. Follow us over on all the podcatching websites. iTunes, Google Play Radio, Stitcher, Pocket Cast, Spotify, all of them. We're on it. And we'll be on YouTube soon. Very, very soon we'll be streaming back to YouTube. And we won't be playing Apple promo vids anymore. All right?
Yeah.
All right. We'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Peace.